My name is Antoinette and welcome to my channel, Ant's Place. If you're new to my channel, welcome. Today I'm collaborating with Kiki of Kikik DIYs. She is so kind. She's helping us smaller YouTubers, that would be me, by collaborating with some of us on Wednesdays to make DIYs. So she did ask me what DIY I was interested in making with her. And I said, you know what, I'm having a very nutcrackery Christmas this year. I bought so many new nutcrackers, let's go for one more. So I'm going to be DIYing a nutcracker for you today, as is Kiki. And I'm going to link her channel down below in my description box. So Kiki asked that for anyone who might be new watching my channel or this video for the first time, that I introduce myself and talk a little bit about myself. So, as I said, my name is Antoinette, and my channel is mostly centered around decorating my home for the holidays and the seasons, because that's my obsession. I love decorating for the holidays and seasons. And so I started my channel with the intent of doing that. And it's grown a little and it's expanded into doing DIYs, which turns out I really enjoy doing. As well, I do some shopping hauls, and I have discovered that I love doing tablescapes. So I do a lot of tablescape videos as well. So about me personally, I hesitate to say this, but I'm 53 years old. I am happily married for almost 30 years. I have a wonderful 20-year-old son who's in college, and you know, he's of course older now. He's an adult, and I found that I had all this time on my hands, so doing this channel was perfect for me. What I do for a living is that outside of YouTube, this is really a hobby at this point. I'm not monetized at this time for YouTube yet. So as a living, to bring money into the household for the last almost 30 years as well, I have worked in the insurance field as a disability claims manager. So I'm sure you can imagine that's not the most creative profession in the world. It certainly has served me well, but it's not the best way to express myself creatively. So this channel has been such a blessing for me. I started this channel in January of this year, 2020. So next month will be 1 year. So I'm so excited. And I've met so many incredible people along the way. And Kiki is one of those most wonderful people. She is sweet, kind, adorable, energetic. She is just incredible, and I'm thrilled that her and I are doing this collaboration together. So enough talking. I am now going to get straight to my DIY. I hope you enjoy it. Please let me know. Please give me a thumbs up if you like it. Your comments are always welcome. If you haven't already, kindly subscribe. And now here we go. We're starting off our project here with a tomato sauce jar, which I have cleaned out, taken the label off of, and I did do a prior video where I showed where I made a snowman with the same jar. And so we're going to start this project by painting the bottom third of the jar with some black paint. And I have to admit, this took quite a lot of paint, and it took at least 10 minutes for me to get that bottom part covered, but we eventually got it covered. And that bottom part will act as the legs of our nutcracker. And then I'm taking this silver sparkly, they call it fabric, it's more like a paper. I'm going to cut it out so that it fits what I call the body of the jar. So I'm measuring it out there. And cutting out our paper. And I use this exact same paper for the snowman that I made. And that's going to wrap around really nicely across or around the center of our jar. And this will be the body of our Nutcracker. And for this project, I'm using all items that I already have. So like other projects I've done, I did not go out to buy anything for this project. Now we're taking these gold gem strips. They're self-adhesive, and I'm putting them across what would be the jacket of our Nutcracker. And I don't need to use hot glue on these particular strips because they stick quite nicely. But you will see that for these blue gems that I'm going to be putting on, I do put a dab of hot glue on each side. And please excuse my head there, I got in the way. And so we just continue on with the blue gems. And that's what it looks like so far. Now, the top third, I want to try to mix together some paints that I get something that somewhat resembles a flesh tone. So I took some leftover white paint that I had and mixed in a bit of pink and a bit of brown, and sort of kept my fingers crossed that it would be some sort of resemblance to skin color. And this also took quite a bit of paint and quite some time to do, but that's what it looks like done. And it's sort of a light pinky peachy color, so I think it looks quite nice. And then we're going to take this black cardstock that I have, and I'm going to try to measure it out and glue it up there because I'm going to make the hat for our Nutcracker. I'm measuring the length and then cutting it. And as you can see, I by no means am a perfect DIYer. I don't do too much measuring. And then what I did was I cut some little flaps so that when I go to glue the top of the hat, it has something to adhere to. So I'm cutting out the very top of the hat there. I'm going to add some glue to those little flaps. And then just stick that right on. Then I have this little bit of red trim, and as I've done before and with my snowman, I like to take sometimes the handles of gift bags and use those to trim up some of my projects, and that's what this is here. So I'm just gluing that. Seems to fit fine. Then I have these white address labels. Because they're self-adhesive, I really like using them in projects. And I'm going to cut out a triangle and then stick that triangle right onto the front of our hat. And you can see that it is a bit too long, so I end up just snipping the top. And once we sort of put our embellishments around that triangle, you can't even tell that I snipped off the top of that triangle. And these self-adhesive strips are wonderful. Excellent for a lazy DIYer like myself, I guess you could say. And now I'm just cutting out the brim of my hat. I'm going to sort of measure it out there and then just glue that right on. I put the extra glue just to make sure it holds tightly. And then I had this little pearl with a flat back. I'm not sure where that came from, but I just put that on as extra embellishment. And then it seems to look quite nice. So I'm going to go ahead and just glue the hat right onto the glass jar. Now for our arms and the top of the arms, I have these two plastic lids. They were different colors, so I decided to paint them black to match, but had they been the same color, I'm not sure that I would even have painted them. I probably would have just left them as is, but one was blue and one was green, and we couldn't have that, so I painted them. I'm trimming up the neck of our Nutcracker with some gold trim. And then I'm adding this little white felt to resemble a beard. And I'm doing all this while the paint on my caps are drying. So here I'm using some cardboard tubes. I slit them down the center and I'm making them sort of more narrow so that those caps will fit over the tubes. And I'm doing that with both. And I sort of use that first one to help me measure out my making of the second one. And it was a bit hard to maneuver this cardboard. I'm not sure why. But here you can see I have some MacKenzie-Childs courtly check pattern printed off and cut out. I wrapped my tubes with them. I put my painted caps on top of the tubes, and then I simply glue those right on to our Nutcracker, making sure to get it just right. And this is what it looks like. And here's what it looks like with the rest of my decor. I have it here in my entrance. I think it looks so cute. Perhaps those arms are a little big, but I think nonetheless it looks really cute here in my entrance. I hope you like it too. Thank you for watching, and thank you, Kiki. Take care.